Okay, so yeah, first of all, what is Python? Python is a high-level programming language. That is the simple definition of Python. Today we don't get too much into details. I will give very briefly the evolution of Python and what is Python, and I also told you how to practice, uh, and that will help you. Later I will also hear from you. However, first of all, Python is a high level programming language. So, I mean, what is high level and what is low level? So immediately that question should come. So high level means that which is understandable by the student, by the person, by the user. Okay. Or I mean, low level or machine code means that which is understandable by the computer. Computer can only understand ones and zeros. Computer cannot understand print, scan, or whatever input. These kind of statements computer won't be able to understand. So, however, the reason that why we are calling it as high level programming language, it is because that is understandable by the user. Now, that is the second thing. The second thing is Python came even before Java became popular. Okay, it is okay. Java came around 1995 or something. Okay, but Python is there even before Java. But then why it has become so popular, and why it is that kind of question will come. So the evolution happened even before Java, but however, like till at least my bit or my studies, or even while I was working and all, Java is the more popular language, and Java developer openings, everything for Java. But Python, I mean, was not that popular at the time. It became popular in the recent years, probably 3 4 years. Since 3 4 years, it has become very highly popular. Before that, Java was only popular. So, however, Python even came before Java. Python was uh, founded. Okay, and it is something I think he was fond of some. And Python here is not an animal, not a snake. It is the person who has invented this. He is fond of some show, television show, something, and that's how that name has come. That is name Python has come, but it is not after some snake or something. That is one important, just for your information. And yeah, so once internet came and data was evolved, sorry, data was exploded. Okay, then um, there is lot of maintenance of data warehouses, and then um, all these things were happened. And within this machine learning and artificial intelligence, there are some traditional algorithms. Okay, and but there are the recent are like how the machine learning evolution, all these things also will come in the later sessions. However, the point which I am trying to make, the whoever has elite, the so-called or whatever elite in the society, they there is one programming language that is required for all places. So AI evolution also happened. I mean, which became like current currently. So for this AI and robots and humanoid robots, whatever, and AI agents, agentic AI, all these things, there is one programming language which is common, which is required, and it shouldn't be like different programmings combining everything, different platforms. That is how they have chosen the Python. Okay, so Python has a vast ecosystem of libraries. I mean, in no other programming language, these many libraries are there. Okay, for example, for web development, there is Flask, Django. For AML, for artificial intelligence machine learning, there is scikit-learn. Okay, all these things. And for data science, pandas, numpy, matplotlib, and okay, other things. For example, even in networking and all, there are various libraries are there. Paramiko, Netmiko, and here Streamlit, another library. O- Okay, Netmiko, Paramiko is in networking. Networking. Okay, so Python has a vast ecosystem of libraries, and some of these libraries are built by depends on the requirement that has been erosion, and specific team has specific it can be in an organization, or it can be some class of people who have specifically like worked on this, and who has done the research, and they have built this kind of libraries. Okay. um, Yeah, so that is how the Python became so popular. And in the current market, uh, having a skill set of Python is very helpful. The point which I was trying to highlight in the second point is evolution. When it is happening, there are few points that were needed to consider. Like it will be good if there is one single programming language instead of having multiple programming languages. Like instead of I mean for there are various domains: artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, generative AI. So when all these things are in coming, so it will be good if there is one single programming language instead of multiple programming language. Then they chose the Python, which is already there at that time. So then started building up more and more libraries in the Python. Okay, all these things, whatever. So that is so. Like in the beginning, Python is there, but not these many libraries. But the current system is like it has a vast ecosystem of libraries, and it is even difficult for an ordinary person even to remember those libraries. However, that is why we will master only the important libraries, and for the remaining libraries we will just understand in a high level, just as a revision purpose and all. I mean, for knowing purpose, it is like a one time. If you know, that will save you. That kind of things will be there. Like array, I covered the course, but this library I did not came across, and this was asked in the interview. Okay, those things also I will, I mean, help you to, like in the sense, help you to learn. Okay, if at all you want to install new libraries, there is a package manager which is called pip. Pip is a recursive synonym. Okay, the full form of pip is pip installs packages. So hope you are getting what I am trying to say.
Yes.
Pip, yeah, no issue. So pip itself is a package manager. So pip is a package manager, and what basically it does, it installs packages. Like for example, if you want to AWS, some packages, some libraries are required. Flask, UVcorn, Unicorn, Fast API. So like that, there are various libraries, or I would say even frameworks, so that are needed for the uh, Python program to run properly. So those frameworks or those libraries, or I would say those packages, pip will install it and in your current library. Now, uh, so one side thing, just for information purposes, pip is a package manager. So, and it is a recursive synonym. What it means, a recursive, within that full form that is there. Like pip full form itself is pip installs packages. Okay,
Yeah.
it is not like pip. So this pip is there here itself. Pip installs packages. So that is a recursive synonym. So pip is a package manager. Using pip, you will install the libraries. Like for example, if you want um, sample syntax, pip install scikit-learn, like that. In the command prompt or in the terminal VS Code, if you give this one, it will install the scikit-learn. Now, after pip, a few more things I will discuss and close the class. So, virtual environment. This is important concept. So there are currently in the DevOps domain or DevOps field, the Docker, Kubernetes, containerization, those that are very popular. Okay. Uh, Docker, so those are very popular. So basically what it does, it will just bundles all the dependencies and it will create a kind of platform kind of thing. Actually bundles all the dependencies. I will explain why I am highlighting this virtual environment is in the future, or even whenever you are doing any project, unless you are practicing a particular program, if you are practicing a just for practicing purposes, you don't need virtual environment. So the point of concept of virtual environment, let me quickly show you what is a virtual environment. For example, see, currently I am in this particular user Subhash, this particular folder. So here I do not have, yeah, here I do not have any virtual environment. So let me save this one. Okay, so you are about to, develop the code or all these things. So, but what exactly happens? Sometimes in your system, Python is installed, but nonetheless, and some other libraries are also installed, whatever libraries. Okay, within this also, Python 3.13 is installed and Python 3.11. This is also something installed, and here also some libraries are installed. Okay, now you may think like, yes, I have installed scikit-learn, pip install, I have ran this command and I have installed scikit-learn. You may think like that. Okay, but in when sometimes when you are building the project, and when you are trying to execute the code, it will says uh, no module found. That kind of
Mhm.
error you will come across. So the error is no module found. So these kind of errors you will come across. Okay. So now you yourself will wonder, Array, I installed scikit-learn. Why I am getting this error? Okay, I have installed scikit-learn, but why I am getting this error? The answer is this kind of scenario wherein different versions of Python, different dependencies, okay, all these things are possible when you are working, when you are working. So therefore, it is recommended to, I mean, create a virtual environment and work. Okay, so now the okay, how to create virtual environment? I will again come like exact definition of virtual environment. You will even find in Google. You will also find in Chat GPT. But let me create a virtual environment. We your first project, right? So my Raj, let me put like this. I will tell it. So this is how you have to create a virtual environment. Python 3 hyphen m. M is something like messaging, that kind of. I don't remember that full form, but this is the name of the virtual environment. My proj hyphen virtual environment, or I would put uh, yeah, let me put for now this, let me put like this. So this is very important. Don't forget, whenever, at least, except you are practicing Python, whenever you are building a project, make sure you are in virtual environment. You create virtual environment. Otherwise, you will end up getting these kind of errors. No module found errors you will encounter. Even though you have installed that certain particular library, still you will encounter no module found. Why? The reason is there are different versions of Python installed in your laptop. So therefore, if you create virtual environment like this, Python 3 -m space venv place myproj -venv, it is creating. Okay, this virtual environment got created. Let me show you. See, my proj -venv. Here D is there. That means it is a directory. So it is not file. Okay, my proj -venv. Now, how to activate this one? This is how you have to activate source space virtual environment name slash bin slash activate. See this line and this line. Can you see the difference between last two lines? Here in this line, it is starting with Subhash at the rate, but this line is starting with myproj-venv space Subhash. So now you are in myproj-venv virtual environment. You are in a virtual environment. In this virtual environment, now you can install the dependencies of Python, import libraries, pip install, whatever you do here. So then, in the sense, this is one virtual environment. Let me now again I am deactivate. I have deactivated this one, and my current folder is users and Subhash. I am going to my users folder. Okay. Previously, I created this virtual environment in users Subhash folder. Now I am creating the virtual, I am creating you in the users folder. Now I have given cd space dot dot. That means I have gone to parent directory, and I have pwd. I am currently in users directory. Now here I will again create another virtual environment. Okay, we can create later. So that is how you need to work when you are working in projects. Uh, okay, why you need different virtual environments? Because there are two modules. You are working on billing module and you are also working on some, I would say, registration module, or I would say, uh, what I would, internship module, let us say. Okay, you are working on billing module. You are also working on internships module. These two libraries, when you are doing installing libraries, there will not be conflicting. I mean, there is no conflict between libraries in these two modules. Array, I installed already scikit-learn, but it is saying module import error, module not found. So these kind of errors will not come if you create virtual environment and you install libraries separately. So here also you are installing scikit-learn in this virtual environment, and here if you create, let us say, one virtual environment. Okay, my hyphen m venv space bill. What it is saying? Okay, in users I cannot create. Okay, no issue. uh, I will go to templates folder, just for your understanding purpose. Okay, so now what I will do, python hyphen 3 hyphen m venv space bill hyphen venv. So it is creating this another virtual environment. Okay, let me activate source bill hyphen venv bin activate. So virtual environment got activated. Now the point which I am trying to highlight, here also you will install scikit-learn library, okay, in the build virtual environment, and in the my proj virtual environment also. Here you will be, it is not highlighting properly. Here also uh, you will be creating the, you will be installing the, or I would say, your scikit-learn library. Now the question will arise. So is it not like taking memory? I mean, installing again and again. Is it like the previous situation was better, installing only once, but here installing twice? That is a, but these questions ideally you should get it actually. Okay, so uh, there are some limitations. Okay, but that is better. The limitations are space consumption. However, like it is around hardly some MBs. It is right, hardly some MBs only. How much these libraries will take? It will only take some megabytes. It won't take gigabytes, or even that MBs also within 2 digit, like 48 MB something. Okay, it will not cross some 100 MB. It will not cross. Now the point here which I am trying to highlight. So if without virtual environment versus with virtual environment. Without virtual environment, if you try to build the project, then I mean you will have multiple versions and you will be like having lot of conflict and getting lot of errors. You will also get lot of confusion. With virtual environment, we will create multiple, uh, like in each and every virtual environment we will maintain multiple virtual environments, number one. And in each and every virtual environment you will be like installing the library. You will be installing the library. So there is an overhead or there is a redundancy, like occupying more space, but that is recommended. Even if it occupies more space, let it occupy. That is, I mean, that would be better than building entire project and later struggling with the basic things, right? So therefore, the virtual environment is an important concept. Whenever you are building a project or some kind of thing, you need to create virtual environment. You need to activate the virtual environment. Inside the virtual environment, you need to install all the required libraries. Okay. Like for example, in the Python code, whatever you are doing, for example, I am writing here I am writing import. What is that thing? Import. Many things are there. Import OS, import Flask. Okay. So like that, you will be importing various libraries or web frameworks. So for all these imports, you need to install the respective libraries. Else, the if you don't install, it will fail and it will throw you this kind of no module found error. Okay, so that is why it is very important to work in virtual environment. This is one project you are doing. This is one workspace. This is one workspace. This is one workspace, like that. So there is no, it is not interfering. This workspace is not interfering with this one. This is not interfering with this one. It will have its own libraries and dependencies. Okay, and it will have its own libraries and it will have its own, it will have its own. That is what, so it will occupy some extra memory, as I mentioned here. Each will occupy some extra memory, but however, that that is much better. Okay, so now if you go through the definition again, a virtual environment is an isolated workspace. For each project, you are maintaining a separate isolated workspace. You are only creating it by giving the command which I have given. You write, you give that command, it will create a separate workspace for you. Okay, Python will create a separate workspace for your that particular project.
Okay.
Okay, it allows you to manage project specific dependencies. Each project will require different types of dependencies. For example, if you are building a RAG model within AI or within artificial intelligence, there are there is such a thing called RAG, retrieval augmented generation. If you are building a RAG model, then it will have its own dependencies which are not required for some mobile app. If you are building a mobile app, your mobile app doesn't need RAG and all. So it is just some app in to be installed in the laptop. So installed in the mobile. Sorry. So therefore, each project will have its own specific dependencies and packages. But if you use virtual environment, it will not interfere with your other projects. Each will have its own virtual environment. Like for example, it is something like you are in one room and your brother or is in separate room. Okay, something like that. So each will have your own dependencies, your own workspace to work and learn and all these things. But there is no conflict. Just
So
giving a crude example.
understood, sir.
Okay, so I think we have crossed time. So yeah.